I asked my husband to fold the laundry inside the dryer. Your husband's a smartass, but that's very funny. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Damian Lee, and this is the very best of Technically the Truth. Bet you've never seen this post before. Oh, maybe not that particular one, but I've seen plenty like it. That's nice, man. Send me your pic and bra, please. Does that work? My passport photo right in there? Is that what you wanted, you freak? You gotta be charging for that, right? That seems like a premium service. Proof that there is life on Mars. Check it out. Unwanted life, but certainly it's there. This combination will shock you. I mean, yeah, 100%. You're right about that. And it'll hurt, so I want nothing to do with it. Hell on Earth. Hell on Earth. I mean, if you ever want to know where it is, right? If you were ever curious on where Hell on Earth was, we got you. We got you covered. We pinpointed it for you. The fact that it's not Tampa, Florida is astounding. Hey, you know these posts, this is how I see Africa as European, etc.? Yes. Well, I made my own. This is how I see Africa as European. Oh, hey, well, you know what? I would say that's spot on, man. That's pretty good. A lot of people have been struggling. You nailed it. You got it. You saw it exactly as it is. Is a 1-day age gap okay? Oh, when they were born, you were twice their age, you sick f***. And then they throw stones and tomatoes at you. Ow, ow! Couldn't agree more. So technically, I can only agree the same amount or less. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're saying to my face? I always thought the couldn't blank more is always so interesting. Like, because that's like the incorrect interpretation. It's more like there is no degree to which I could agree more. Like there is no higher degree of agreeing. But that's pretentious. It's the same thing as someone saying like I couldn't care less. You know what I mean? It's the same concept. So just so we're clear, when someone says I couldn't agree more, they are agreement maxing. And when they say I couldn't care less, they are care-mogging you. What was your job? Hunt aliens. Idiot. Aliens don't exist. Have you ever seen an alien? No. Yeah, you're welcome. This is like tangentially related, but you know what was probably a really fun job to have? Being one of the guys on Finding Bigfoot. Because like obviously it's a silly subject matter and it's not a documentary, it's entertainment, but you're being paid to travel the country on the show, on the network's dime and try to find Bigfoot. This sounds fun. Like, what are you talking? This is a great time. Or like ghost hunters. Like those seem like fun as jobs. Obviously going into like an abandoned asylum is gonna be a little spooky, but it's gotta be fun as to you know, urban explore and try to find ghosts. That sounds awesome, dude. Sounds like a great time. I'm gonna post about ancient Egypt's length of existence. Oh boy. It lasted about 3 millennia. A long time indeed. Cleopatra was born, that's gonna annoy some people. Patra? Cleopatra was born closer to the moon landing than the building of the pyramids. False! Cleopatra was born in Alexandria, which is 94 miles from Giza. However, Tranquility Base is approximately 238,600 miles from Giza. So no, she was actually born in very close proximity to the pyramids. Thank you very much. And I will not have this conversation be entertained a second longer. If you died as an atheist and then met God, what would you say to him? Well, I'll be damned. I've actually thought about this. If I were to die and there is a heaven and I go up there, I dap up St. Peter, he lets me and he's like, yeah, man, I watch the videos. Funny stuff. Come right in. Please do not throw paper towels in the toilet. Please use the bins provided. Many thanks. I'm gonna call this one out. This one is not a Technically the Truth because, this is like a malicious compliance, I would say. Yeah, they didn't throw the paper towels in the toilet, but they did throw the bin in the toilet. And nowhere on this paper did it say to do anything like that. To use the bins provided meant throw the paper towels into the bin, not transport the bin into the toilet. So I wouldn't call that a Technically the Truth. I think this violates the terms. Men in formals hit different. Hey, puts a hand on your shoulder. Domestic abuse shouldn't be taken lightly, no matter the outfit, in my opinion. That's real, you're right. You're right, man. Not quite what we meant, but I appreciate you reminding us all. Birthdays are good for you. Statistics show that people who have the most birthdays live the longest, and you can count on Larry Lorenzoni for that fact. Wanna know what else is true? People who have fewer birthdays are known to die sooner than those who have more birthdays. Just a crazy thing about this thing we call life. How the f am I supposed to act my age if I've never been this age before? I mean, you say, oh, act your age. I'm trying my best. Do you want me to just mimic someone my age? Want me to just adopt what they're doing? I feel like they're in the same situation I am. I feel like they're also you've only ever been this age once. How about you tell me what to do then? It might seem complex, man, but you got a whole year to figure it out, so, and then it starts all over. Oh, God. Who's Brandon Dawson? I don't know, but if I had to guess, I'd say he's probably Brandon Dawson. Hope that helps. Well, now I want to know who Brandon Dawson is. Now you piqued my interest. So I looked up Brandon Dawson, and I didn't like what I found. This guy is just he's just like a venture guy, like a venture capitalist type of guy, and I don't care what he has to say. Brandon Dawson, listen, man, you could sell your courses. I don't give a damn. Don't you ever bring that to me. I feel like this was a dumb segue, but I do love that TikTok has added that feature of like when you ask something of like interest in the topic, it brings up the little highlight search bar. I think that's a very cool feature, and I hope we see more of that in apps. I actually really like that as a feature. A water-powered car would devastate oil companies, so that plane definitely won't be landing safely. No, the plane would land completely safe since the guy on the left is a lunatic who thinks cars could run on water. Yeah, I'm pretty sure cars that run on water are called boats. Has there ever been a thought experiment of if vehicles like we use the water the same way as we use roads? Has that ever been thought about for like regular human transport rather than like cargo ships being the primary thing that's doing that? As I was looking this up to tickle my brain, I found an article that says the 16 biggest ships produce more pollution than all the cars in the world. So I suppose that might be a reason why we haven't done that yet, if I had to take a guess. I should have thought about that. I should have seen that coming. That's my bad. Oopsies. Countries. And we have a fascinating key legend here. So all the gray is countries. Go ahead, take a look. That's right. Now this isn't completely accurate, as Australia is a continent. However, I think that includes a couple of other things, so maybe they get away with it. I'm not up to date on my Australian geography. 3,795 deliveries with a 99% satisfaction rate. If you ask this guy, why do you deliver? He says, yes, I deliver. And goddamn, he does. Look at all that. 200 quick and efficient, 200 delivered with cares, 180 perfect handoffs. This guy's a pro. So this is Uber Eats driver. Can we talk about how there are some like food app drivers? Like I get it the most with DoorDash. People who have no idea, like they've like never made a delivery in their lives where they've read the instructions. And it doesn't just happen to me. I see people who are like, do not knock. And so they just ring the doorbell, but it's 2 a.m, man. Obviously I wanted to keep it quiet. Now you've thanks, man. Appreciate that. I saw one where someone had Halloween decorations up and they just get a reply from DoorDash, I got scared, left your order here. And it was like in a puddle. What's the most cancer thing your cancer friend has ever done? Well, don't ask Tomska that. Oh, he's answered. Died. Well, yes, I would say so, Tom. That sounds correct. I dig, you dig, he digs, we dig, you dig, they dig. It's not a very beautiful poem, but it's deep. Well, it doesn't say you guys dug very far. How are we supposed, are you guys all digging in the same hole? Then yes, but there's no indication that's what's happening. Maybe you all dug in your own butts. How am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know where you dug? I don't know how deep this is at all. Dolly Parton once lost a Dolly Parton lookalike contest. Charlie Chaplin did too. And Elvis, I believe. This is surprisingly common. Well, Charlie Chaplin and Elvis don't look very much like Dolly Parton at all, so I'm not surprised to hear they lost. I'm more shocked to hear they entered. Good for them. I didn't even know that he would have entered a contest like that. I think they're hardly qualified. For some reason, we don't drive on the ... We don't get the rest of that. I think that's talking about how we're one of the few places that drive on the right side of the road. In the US, they drive on the left side. In England, we drive on the correct side. No, you don't. Also, your cars suck. So I'm not really a car guy. It's something that gets me from place to place, but I don't have a lot of info. So I was like, do British cars have a bad reputation? They do. Europe is the only continent where you could eat breakfast in France, have lunch in Belgium, sip coffee in the Netherlands, and still make it to Germany in time for dinner, all without boarding a plane. I saw this in one of the previous Technically the Truths, and the answer is yes, that is true, and it's to their wonderful little metro. Never deleting this app. My granddad is 75 next year. He didn't fight 2 world wars for this silliness. Do you guys hear that? Sorry, I just heard a car peel off. Like, that was loud. Did you hear that? That was like a bank getaway. Holy f. The First World War was more than 100 years ago. How did your granddad fight that? No, he didn't fight. I mentioned that. I said he didn't fight 2 world wars. I was serious. I didn't, what, you think I'm lying to you? He didn't fight them. It doesn't quite fit in the header. I did it well. Everyone check out the header. What the hell, man? It's been flat the whole time. There's the dome. Dude, I literally see the dome. What the f? I'm gay and my husband's bi, and there's nothing he loves more than when people ask if he's gay and he gets to say, I'm not gay, but my husband is. Beautiful. Beautiful work, honestly. Well done to your husband. Round of applause for him. Gum goes here. And the monkey's paw curls. Honestly though, this is a better solution than it being on the walls, right? It being on the paper means that it's gonna be an easy cleanup. Obviously, we prefer it to go in the trash bin, but this is like, honestly, that's a good compromise. I'll take what I can get. My wife was not amused by me referring to her Halloween decorations as your pair of big fake Hooters. Oh, I mean, you weren't wrong. Those are some big fake Hooters. Those aren't real Hooters. Otherwise, I'd say, what the hell are they doing inside? Get them out. Maybe she's just, maybe she's just not feeling confident about about the Hooters she's bought.
Let's be real, you bought them, am I right?
Stupid, dumb joke. Post your hardest Iron Man images here. Jarvis, jerk it a little. Yep, that would be hard. And he would. Jarvis is a good assistant. He would jerk it just a little bit, not too fast, not too rough, just like a gentle, like letting you know I'm here, Sorry, I can't. I'm watching a live stream. Dude, some of these are reused. I'm not gonna lie. If you're a regular EmKay viewer, which thank you, by the way, listen, I don't care what anyone says about you. You're not half bad. But I swear to God, I've seen this post before. And there's someone like in the way back. You see that? Someone else is like having an even better seat to the live stream. That's great for him. All that meat that came out of the replicator was vegan friendly. I mean, yeah, I'd say so, right? I mean, well, what are the proteins made out of? I guess it would depend on, are you vegan because you don't want to be cruel to animals? Or are you vegan because you don't want to eat meat? If the meat is still like a protein fiber, then I guess you're technically eating meat, right? But it was non-cruel. Well, even then I wouldn't say so because you had to source it from somewhere, right? Maybe it like replicated meat without it needing to have an initial piece. I don't know. I'm throwing ideas out there of how this could work, but I don't necessarily agree with it being vegan friendly. I think that's incorrect. I think that's misinfo. Oh, wow. What's going on here? Desaparecido missing? Yeah, it is. The whole thing's missing, man. What are you trying to tell me? The naked man fears no pickpocket. Wait until he gets it to your foreskin. Then you'll have something to be afraid of. Steam's new VR headset might have a name. That's true. They were debating not giving it a name, but they decided that would be a little weird. So they said, screw it, man. We'll give it a name. It'll sell better. Those are oranges, not the insides of a body. So you're trying to tell me what the vacuum of space does to my body on the inside? This isn't a good representation. My body's not oranges. Thank you very much. Which number is the perfect banana? And that goes 1 through 15. What do you mean this is like how is this technically the truth? Wait, what's going on here? So if you're answering to my taste, I'd say like 8 or 9 because it's starting to get that brown spot on the ripeningness. I like that. That's nice. I'm actually at a loss here. I have no idea what this is conveying. I kicked a pregnant woman once. Dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Hey, when I was in the womb, chill, bro. You didn't let me specify. What the fuck? God, just jumping to hasty conclusions. Drawbacks of knowing too much English. I received a marriage invitation. In the end was printed, your presence itself is a gift. We don't want any gifts at the marriage. I read it again and again and was getting confused. Finally, I came to the conclusion that I'm not invited and decided not to attend because if my presence itself is a gift and you don't want any gifts, then I guess you don't want me there at all. You hate me and you just wanted to rub it in my face. Sir, what's the difference between a diameter and a radius? A radius? Sir? Well, This is just gonna go in circles, isn't it? Since today is the National Day of China, what do you think about the country? You know, honestly, I think China has some pretty big red flags. I'd say at least one huge one that I could think of. The Earth's rotation is slowing down, which means that every day is the longest day of your life. Skeletor will be back with another disturbing fact. I must go. Is that real? Is the Earth slowing down? Okay, so it is true, but it's nothing crazy. It's like nearly 2 milliseconds per century. The more alarming thing is the moon is drifting away. That one is more alarming because it's drifting away at like a rate of 1.5 inches a year. That's spooky. What are we gonna do when it's gone? That's not my problem, obviously, but it's gonna be someone's problem. The worst angle for a picture of a seal. I wouldn't make a mockery of seals like this if I was you. I heard a group of them killed Bin Laden, and that's scary. Ooh, now that's scary. Bet you're gonna think next time before you make fun of them, won't you? Fun fact. Humans are deuterostomies. Is that deuterostomy? I don't know if I got that right. Which means that when they develop in the womb, the anus forms before any other opening. Which basically means at one point, you were nothing but an asshole. Some people never develop beyond this stage. It's a sad phenomenon, really. But, you know, I pour one out to them. It'll get better. In case of fire, use stairs. To put out the fire? Do they detach like that? Can I do that? Who on Earth is Stalinist? Probably Stalin. I think he probably was. If I had to take a guess, an educated guess at that, it'd be that. My dad once told me the story of a time where he was in 2nd grade. His class was watching a video about the solar system, and the video said that more than 1 million Earths can fit into the sun. Then they took a quiz on it. One of the questions was true or false. More than 100 Earths can fit into the sun. He answered true. The teacher marked it wrong. When he got the quiz back, the teacher said it's wrong because more than 1 million Earths can fit into the sun. And my dad was like, I know, and that's more than 100. This means that if my dad were my age, he would be a moderator of r/technically the truth. Well, who knows? Maybe he already is.